Daily Devotionals with open hearts and open minds. First United Methodist Church in Pueblo, Colorado presents Hope and Coffee with Pastor Hugo Venegas.
Hi, this is Hugo Venegas. Welcome to a new week, a new edition of Hope and Coffee. Now, there are some of you who don't go to the First United Methodist Church, but you have been so kind in joining us. People in North Dakota, people in Florida, people in Texas, people in the UK, Holland, people in New York, people in Panama, people in Costa Rica. A shout out to all of you. Thank you for being part of the Hope and Coffee family. And I know some of you may ask, well, what's up with the jerseys? How come you're always wearing a jersey and it's different? Well, here at the First United Methodist Church, God is teaching us that God wears all the jerseys of his kids. We want to say, God is my team, God is with my team, but God is with all his kids. So that's the reason why I wear jerseys, just to remind the folks here at the First United Methodist Church that God is an all-inclusive God. God loves all his children, and he wears all the jerseys of his kids. And that's why I do that, for those of you who are not part of the church to know, why is it that I'm always in a jersey? And some of you may ask, well, why are you wearing a hat? Why are you wearing a hat? Well, I don't know. I just felt like it. I don't know. I just felt like it. All right, we're reviewing the 14 faces of hope, and we have talked about 8 faces already: the face of walking with God, the face of righteousness, the face of obedience, the face that we get tested by God, the face of the seeds of hope, the face of patience, the face of openness, the face of enjoyment, and the face of covering love. So today we're going to talk about the face of anger. And the face of anger is a weird one, because we see in chapter 9 of Genesis, in verse 24, when Noah was drunk, remember, and his son made fun of him, it says that when Noah awoke from his wine and found out that his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves he will be to his brothers." So Noah got mad. And when we looked at anger, because a lot of us are afraid of our anger. And I just want to remind us how anger works. Anger is like that little light. When we're driving our car and if the light comes on, there is a light that says that the tire is losing air, or we may have a hole in the tire. Sometimes there is an oil light that goes on, meaning that we need to change our oil, or there is an engine light that goes on saying there is trouble with the engine. And those are warning signals. And anger is a warning signal that something sacred, something important has been violated. Now, what we have done in the past is that there are 3 toxic ways that we deal with anger. The first one is that we explode. I mean, if someone crosses us, if something goes against what we believe, or if someone offends us, man, we get mad and we explode and we take vengeance and we just go crazy. We go postal. And that's a toxic way of dealing with anger, when we just explode. That's not godly. The other way, which some people may consider to be godly, is when we repress our anger. We just ignore it. We just act as if nothing happened. And I mentioned to you when we studied the face of anger that when we suppress our anger, it is not healthy for the mind or the body, because anger that is within, it eats us out, and people get cancer. That's one of the reasons why my older brother died, because he had issues in his life and he was not dealing with these issues, and he just swallowed his anger down, swallowed his resentment, and that resentment started eating away at his body. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who has cancer is because they're a mad dog. they're a mad dog. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that whenever we do not deal in a healthy way with anger and we suppress it, it can eat at us and eat away at our health. So exploding is not the way. And James says that our anger cannot produce the righteousness that God desires. And Paul says, be angry, but sin not. In other words, deal with your anger, process it. And the healthy way to deal with anger is to process it. And I taught you one of the things that I do in counseling. Whenever you're mad, ask yourself, why is the baby crying? Why is the baby crying? And we know that a baby cries when it's hungry. A baby cries when it wants to be held. A baby cries when it's sick. A baby cries when it wants to play. A baby cries when it needs to have its diaper changed. And when we get angry, we need to ask ourselves, why is the baby crying? Why am I angry? And then deal with the issue, which normally points out to something sacred, something that has been violated, just like the dignity, the human dignity. Instead of honoring his father, all right, instead of honoring his father, Shem dishonored his father, and that got him angry. So how we process anger is, first of all, find out, what am I angry about? And then ask God to give us wisdom to deal with it. And dealing with it means that we're not going to explode it and we're not going to sweep it under the carpet. This is Hugo Venegas. God bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow as we review another Face of Hope. God bless you.
Thank you for joining us for our daily devotional, Hope and Coffee, with Pastor Hugo Venegas. If you enjoyed today's devotion, like or subscribe below. We also welcome you to join our family at First United Methodist Church in Pueblo, Colorado. You can visit our website at firstumcpueblo.org, and we hope you continue to have a blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow.